When the month ended, Eragon's elbow was level with the dragon's shoulder. In that brief span, it had transformed from a small, weak animal into a powerful beast. Its hard scales were as tough as chainmail armor, its teeth like daggers. Eragon took long walks in the evening, with the dragon paddling beside him. When they found a clearing, he would settle against a tree and watch the dragon soar through the air. He loved to see it fly and regretted that it was not yet big enough to ride. He often sat beside the dragon and rubbed its neck, feeling sinews and corded muscles flex under his hands. Despite Eragon's efforts, the forest around the farm filled with signs of the dragon's existence. It was impossible to erase all the huge four-clawed footprints sunk deep in the snow. And he refused, even to try to hide the giant dung heaps that were becoming far too common. Okay. The dragon had rubbed against the trees, stripping off the bark, and had sharpened its claws on dead logs, leaving gashes inches deep. If Garo or Roran went too far beyond the farm's boundaries, they would discover the dragon. Eragon could imagine no worse way for the truth to come out, so he decided to prevent it by explaining everything to them. He wanted to do two things first, though: give the dragon a suitable name, and learn more about dragons in general. To that end, he needed to talk with Brom, master of epics and legends, the only places where dragon lore survived. So when Roran went to get a chisel repaired in Charvel, Eragon volunteered to go with him. The evening before they left, Eragon went to a small clearing in the forest and called the dragon with his mind. After a moment, he saw a fast-moving speck in the dusky sky. The dragon dived toward him, pulled up sharply, then leveled off above the trees. He heard a low-pitched whistle as air rushed over its wings. It banked slowly to his left and spiraled gently down to the ground. The dragon backed for balance with a deep, muffled thwomp. As it landed, Eragon opened his mind, still uncomfortable with the strange sensation, and told the dragon that he was leaving. It snorted with unease. He attempted to soothe it with a calming mental picture, but the dragon whipped its tail, unsatisfied. He rested his hand on his shoulder and tried to radiate peace and serenity. Scales bumped under his fingers as he patted it gently. A single word rang in his head, deep and clear. Eragon. It was solemn and sad, as if an unbreakable pact were being sealed. He stared at the dragon, and a cold tingle ran down his arm. Eragon. A hard knot formed in his stomach as unfathomable sapphire eyes gazed back at him. For the first time, he did not think of the dragon as an animal. It was something else, something different. He raced home, trying to escape the dragon. My dragon, Eragon. Well, that's chapter 5, folks. Also, I find it ironic yet the hero's name is Eragon and he decides to call his dragon Eragon. Can't you just call him Sparkles or something?